Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the Starship Enterprise. Its mission? To explore strange new worlds, to discover new life and new civilizations, to boldly go where no man has gone before.
Good day, astronauts on some kind of Star Trek. I'm Unsilent, and we're on the air with another new game. It's Star Trek 25th Anniversary. As you saw from the title screen, it was the enhanced CD-ROM version. There were multiple versions of this game, including a version that was just on floppy disks that didn't have the fancy voice acting that we got. Yes, that was actually Bill Shatner. Obviously, it's Bill Shatner. So from 1992 is Star Trek 25th Anniversary. So this is a
Demon World.
Thank you, Bones.
The Enterprise's primary mission is peaceful exploration. The galaxy holds many surprises. To be prepared, we are conducting a mock battle with the USS Republic.
Captain Patterson reports the Republic is in position and ready to begin, Captain.
The Republic is arming weapons and raising shields. I suggest we do the same, Captain.
Very well.
Arming weapons.
Shields up.
Raising shields.
All right. We're getting right into this. Against the Republic, which I gave this a quick go earlier, got my ass handed to me by the Republic. Like I was saying, everything, all the speed, all the speed. Oh, well, we are.
Analysis.
A is target analysis. Actually, came out pretty well. Fix the shields, Mr. Scott. Everybody was back in this Oh. Just evade, Sulu. Evade. Are they hitting us? Oh, God. We're getting massacred. Full speed, Sulu. Is there a... Oh my god. Scotty! Scotty, they've crippled the engines! Scotty, they've crippled the engines! They've crippled the engines! Which one of these is oh god, which one of these is the impulse engines? That one. Oh, fix everything, Scotty!
Aye, sir.
Estimates the Enterprise's warp drives have overloaded and exploded.
Not my engine.
It's just a simulation, Scott.
Captain Patterson says better luck next time, sir.
Lowering shields and disarming weapons.
Well, at least it was only simulation, but
On-screen, Lieutenant.
we got hammered.
The Enterprise is ordered to travel to Pollux V. The natives report that alien life forms have been attacking the settlers near a mine at Mount Idle. You are to report to the High Prelate of the colony. The settlers are members of the Acolytes of the Stars sect. The description of the attackers vary, but all say that the attackers resemble creatures from many Earth religions known as demons. Starfleet wants you to determine the nature of these creatures and to resolve the situation without bringing harm to the colonists. Starfleet out.
Well, thank you, Admiral. Let's slow it down a little bit, Sulu, while I talk. This was released in 1992. It's in the style of an adventure game, although it does have moments like that where we are in combat, such as that. Hopefully, when we actually have to do it for real, we don't get our ass handed to us as badly as that. But we got off into a bad start because the other ship there, the Reliant or the Constitution or the Patterson or whatever the hell it was called, started out behind us and we just never had a prayer. So if we had it in our sights from the start, we would have been fine. Now I have to refer to my instruction guide. I got this on GOG, as I do most of my old games, so one of the extra downloads was the instruction guide, which includes the keys. So I need to push in for the navigational map, and it's an early form of anti-piracy, they called it on Wikipedia. An early form of anti-piracy. And then if you got a copy of this game, you needed the instruction manual, which came with the star chart, which, if you can hear that in the background, that is me picking up the printed off star chart that comes with GOG version. And we want Pollux, which is number 19 on my star chart. I'll put it up on the screen for you just now. Bloop. And now, so Pollux is this one here. Warp speed, Mr. Sulu.
We have arrived at Pollux V.
There we go. That's gone well. Oops. It's hard to keep things centered on this thing. So, Mr. Sulu, standard orbit. Looking at the instructions off to my side here. Very good, Mr. Sulu. I'm looking at my instruction sheet off to the side here. I'm trying to talk to the microphone, look at an instruction sheet, all at the same time. And if I move it over there, that might be better. And we want to... how do I get Uhura to do something? H. Oh, probably H for hail. Hail them, Uhura.
Message from High Prelate Robert Angiven, sir.
Welcome, Enterprise. The High Prelate awaits you. Please, beam down and meet with him.
Well, very good, and beam down we shall. Scotty have Bones meet us in Transporter Room 1. Spock, you're with me. Because they're all the voice actors, I can't do my half-bad Bill Shatner impression, but it's from this game is from 1992, like I said, which, if you know anything about Star Trek, is actually the 26th anniversary of Star Trek, the original series. That debuted in September 1966. And this 25th anniversary would have been 1991. This came out in 92, so yeah, it's the 26th anniversary version of it's the 26th anniversary game, which we are playing on its 25th anniversary, which is 2017. It all works out. Somehow, someway. Alright, how do I beam down somewhere? I've got Kirk's options. K. I like this one, because it looks like a transporter.
Spock, come with me. Mr. Scott, you have the car.
I wasn't too far off of what they'd have him say. It's Mr. Kyle, our transporter chief. I've watched quite a bit of Star Trek.
It is so much better, gentlefolk. We are honored at your presence, and hope you will find peace here in our haven.
Captain, the flora on this planet is very interesting. I wonder how useful it may be for medicinal purposes.
I was going to say, okay, I have no idea what to do next. All right. What's this button do? No. Let's just walk back over here. Good, Kirk. Good, Captain Kirk. T for talk. Okay.
Captain, demons and supernatural creatures are, almost by definition, illogical. Yet it is evident these people believe what they have seen. Barring illness or mass hysteria, I agree that a real problem seems to exist.
Well,
Doctor, you need to investigate the possibility of disease, mental or physical, among these people before we go chasing up the mountains. Prelate Angiven, may we see those who have encountered the demons.
They are already gathered in the chapel, and will cooperate in any way with you. First door on my right.
okay. So maybe... Oh, Bones.
I don't know if the problem is real, the result of a new illness, or mass hysteria. But at the very least, there's an injured miner who needs my help.
Well, that's very good. And, Red Shirt, who are you?
I've never seen snow like this before. This is great.
You mean you've never built a snowman, Ensign?
I've never even thrown a snowball. Do you think anyone would mind?
Well...
Later, Ensign, we have work to do.
Of course, sir.
Yeah, it's a little skippy. I think it might have something to do with the fact that I'm recording this, obviously, and the default DOSBox settings, this game's run through DOSBox, the default DOSBox settings are through GOG are to max, so it's using whatever CPU power is available. So if the CPU power fluctuates a little bit because, GOG's doing something in the background, GOG Galaxy, I should say, is doing something in the background, or OBS needs a little more power, or Audacity needs a little more power to record my voice, then it's probably going to cause it to get a little hitchy, but I digress. And Babylon, I'm trying to find what my controls are. Okay, W, I think, is walk. E does nothing, R does nothing. T is for talk. Yes, we've established that. U. What's that? Okay, U, I think, gets us to use. Oh, L does something. As L look?
Spock raises an eyebrow. Dr. Leonard McCoy, the finest doctor in Starfleet, wishes that he were on a warmer planet.
That sounds about right for Bones.
Ensign Everts, who has never been this close to snow before in his life, gazes with childlike fascination at the ground. High Prelate Angiven waits patiently for you to decide what you will do next.
Okay. G is give, I'd imagine. I'm just pushing all the buttons and seeing what happens. Okay. So T is talk, U is use, I'm guessing. W is walk, and L is look. So let's talk to Prelate Angiven.
James T. Kirk of the USS Enterprise. We have received word that alien life forms are creating problems at your mining facilities at Idle Mountain. Tell me more.
Oh, it looks like we've got choices to make as well. This was considered, at time, and maybe it still is considered one of the best original series games ever made. It's certainly better than the, what was it? The Star Trek game that came out as third-person shooter that came out right before Into Darkness. It was by a Canadian studio, same one that did Warframe. It'll come to me eventually. But I remember playing that back in the day, back when I was a aspiring video games blogger. I got a review copy of that from WB Games. They've never talked to me since because I gave it like a 3 out of 10. It was absolutely terrible. Anyway, let's see what our other choices are.
Most High Prelate Angiven, I am honored to meet you. I consider it my divine duty to assist you in any possible way with the spawn of the devil.
You can tell Shatner had just a little fun with that one.
Been seeing ghosts and boogeymen, eh? I find that a little hard to believe.
That seems like the answer I would expect almost. I would expect Bones to say that, to be honest.
I'm Captain James T. Kirk.
But I think this is the best answer.
Certainly, Captain Kirk. Not aliens per se. We have encountered what we believe are demons at Idle Mountain. Creatures surely emerging from the very gates of hell. Our God would not test us thus without reason. So we believe your might and insight are our God's method to help us discover what is going on.
Aside from seeing demons, has any hard data been collected? Any evidence I could see?
Well, this is certainly an interesting little conundrum here, but if you have demons coming from hell, then you really want Doom Guy. You don't want James T. Kirk. I don't think he does demons.
Demons? Gates of hell? This is the 23rd century.
Well, I guess to promote good diplomatic relations, we should probably take this one.
A skeptic would consider everything merely anecdotal or unproven. My people will gladly tell you their own stories, so you need not hear it secondhand through me.
What can you tell me about the mine itself? You're wasting the time of a starship capable of destroying this planet with campfire stories? No wonder you were dumped out here in the middle of nowhere. What can you tell me about the mine itself?
Well, it's like, to use, since Mass Effect Andromeda just came out, I'm recording this before it came out, so I have time to play it myself. Since Mass Effect Andromeda's come out, there is certainly a Renegade and Paragon set of answers here, to use that parlance, but this seems like the most Starfleet answer.
The area is exceptionally stable tectonically, and easy for our machinery to work in, praise God. We've mined for hafnium and a variety of useful trace elements. The deeper we dig, however, the more anomalous the variety of minerals seems to be. Our Ignatiate brother Stephen has his own theories about why this might be. Either way, the anomalies inspired Brother Canbury to conduct studies inside the mine. Yesterday, he reported discovering a strange door. A gate to hell, surely, for the demons caused a cave-in immediately. Canbury was trapped, unconscious, and the demons prevent us from rescuing him. We can only hope he is still alive. Thank you for your courtesy, Kirk. May you receive the guidance and protection of our God as you complete this divine mission.
Well, isn't that something? So, we've got to rescue someone inside the mine. We've got to figure out something, what's happening with these demons. So we've got a few things that we have to do. These episodes, this game is broken up into episodes. I think there's 7 or 8, and each episode is supposed to be slightly structured, kind of like an actual episode of the original series. So let us, what do we have in here? We've got phasers, tricorder, medical tricorder, communicator, and a med kit. Bones, tell me if this man is crazy.
His blood pressure's up a bit, but he believes he's telling the truth.
Well, isn't that interesting? Spock.
Nothing to report, Captain.
Very good. Bones, what do you make of this?
Rather cold, Bones.
I'm not cold. I'm freezing. And that damn transporter just had to set me down in the middle of a snowdrift.
A centimeter of snow does not technically constitute a drift, Doctor.
And doctors say that patients complain too much.
If you want to throw a snowball at him instead, Bones, by all means.
Captain, demons and supernatural creatures are, almost by definition, illogical. Yet it is evident these people believe what they have seen. Barring illness or mass hysteria, I agree that a real problem seems to exist.
And what do you think, Everts?
I've never seen snow like this before. This is great.
You mean you've never built a...
Oh, we've already done this one.
Well...
Later, Ensign, we have...
Of course, sir.
Alright, let's go into the chapel, I believe is this. Is anyone else coming along? No, just me? Oh, there's everyone. Okay. This is an interesting group of folks. You've got... He's wearing a black robe, so I assume he's the important one. Bones looks a lot more like Carl Urban's Bones than he does DeForest Kelly's. Although that could just be the quality of, you know, your old 1992, what would you call it, like graphics on a video game. All right, you look important.
I am worried about Brother Chubb. Can you examine him, Doctor?
Brother Chubb. Is this Brother Chubb?
This man is in no condition to talk.
Thank you. What can you tell me about him?
You'll understand if I don't stand up, I hope. I am not well.
Bones, would you kindly examine him?
This man has suffered severe physical injuries to his head and arm. The wounds have been adequately cared for. However, he has developed a Nugarian infection. If not treated swiftly, the effects can be fatal. The infection can normally be treated with hypoditoxin, but there's none on the Enterprise.
How are we not stocked for that?
The Lorexian berry grows near the mouth of the cave. If I could acquire it, I would be able to synthesize the hypoditoxin from the berry. Unfortunately, the demons prevent us from approaching the cave entrance. Perhaps you could retrieve it for me.
Oh, good. This sounds like a trap. We're going to have to face demons. I'm expecting something out of... probably not out of Doom, because Doom came out the year after this one came out. So, since you're willing to talk to us now, brother, whatever...
Of the essence. You must hurry and retrieve the berry.
I wonder if this game actually does. I don't want to talk to you. What about you?
He is too busy consoling the wounded man.
Look at his legs. He's got, like, horse legs or something, like goat legs, cow legs. He's got hooves. He's not the same species as these guys.
He is too busy consoling...
What do you think, Everts?
John lived with the Acolytes a long time ago. He died in their service helping plague victims on New Ontario 6 20 years ago.
The Acolytes did a lot of good work for the needy in this quadrant.
It will be good to help them for a change.
Bones, what do you think?
This man needs help, Jim, and I wouldn't want to put it off for too long.
It seems very much like this game is...
The medical methods of these people seem primitive to me, Doctor.
By our standards, yes. Here the Acolytes prefer a simpler lifestyle. Unfortunately, this is one of the consequences.
Now, I don't know whether the game is actually pushing me to do this in a certain amount of time, or... I mean, obviously, I don't think there's too much more for me to do other than this, but So we have to head towards the cave anyway.
You'll understand if I don't stand up, I hope.
Boxes of supplies and mining equipment.
There's not much to see here.
View of Mount Idle can be seen through the skylight.
So that's Mount Idle.
McCoy looks anxiously about the room.
I don't think there's too much else for us here.
A sturdy man of advanced years whose blue eyes meet yours with clarity, curiosity, and directness.
Alright, I think we should probably head off and find this magic berry, or whatever the hell it's called. Yeah, we have to head out. Yeah, this way?
On the other side of the trees is Idle Mountain, a tall, forbidding place. You have a vague feeling of danger.
Oh, that's good. Well, okay. Let's go meet this vague feeling of danger head on then. That's bad. That musical cue is bad. Oh crap, Klingons! Got him! Got him!
A small explosion, and the Klingon's hand falls to the ground with a dull thud.
I guess they don't make Klingons like they used to, sir.
No, they don't, Everts. That's the one thing about good musical cue, and that was a bad musical cue.
You registered phaser fire and an unknown energy beam. Is everyone okay?
We're fine. Did you register any disruptor fire?
No, Captain. Why? Are there Klingons down there?
No, just an idea. Cook out.
Fascinating. I begin to suspect that we have stumbled upon something that the colonists would never have uncovered.
What is it, Spock?
I wish to gather further data before making a definite conclusion, Captain.
Well, thank you for that insight, Mr. Spock. What on earth is this hand?
Klingon's detached hand.
Spock, can you examine that with your tricorder?
This is a detached hand with some kind of circuitry in the palm, Captain.
What sort of circuitry? Well, some kind. Alright, Bones.
This is definitely not a real Klingon, Jim.
Well, what is it then, Bones? Spock, what is it?
This is not a Klingon, Captain. Not a real one. It is an organic construct, an android-like robot. It looks like a Klingon, but the appearance is entirely superficial. There is something different about this particular construct. Come here, Captain. Look at the hand. It seems to have been separated from the body. There's a wiring circuit in the middle of the palm.
Well, isn't that interesting? Alright, so... Can we... Oh, maybe G is grab and not give.
Detached hand. You fail to obtain...
Alright, so...
They look like Klingons.
But they're not. Spock, what do you make of this?
That I detect a recent avalanche approximately 6.2 kilometers away that occurred within the last 3 days. The mountain may be quite dangerous.
Demons, Klingons, avalanches. What's next? The Wicked Witch of the West?
That is not logical, Doctor.
It wasn't supposed to be logical, you green-blooded Vulcan. Why does everything have to be so damn logical?
Oh, DeForest Kelly's. He's still got it. They would have voiced this around probably 91, 92, around about the same time that they would have all been around for, what was Star Trek 6? Undiscovered Country. So, although it sounds like DeForest is just a little bit more tired here than he was actually filming the movie.
You get no response.
Oh, because I'm trying to talk to plants, I want to look at some plants.
Granzite pods add a nice touch to the local flora.
Oh, that's sweet.
These are very beautiful Doctus cattails.
We're getting gardening advice from our botany advice from the video game.
A Gindorian fern.
Well, fern's a fern's a fern.
A large patch of Kytelian tulips.
It's an interesting tulip.
You see the mine entrance ahead.
We have to forge on a bit before we find the berries. Are these the berries?
Various types of berries grow amongst the bushes.
Bones?
Does your tricorder say the cave is warmer, Spock?
It is not logical for me to use my tricorder to determine the cave's temperature, Doctor. I do not see what purpose it would serve.
Spock, everybody talks about the weather.
It really, to be honest, it does feel a bit like it is Star Trek. This is supposed to get pretty damn close, so... Spock...
Whoever was trying to stop us may not stop with those Klingons, Captain. I recommend extreme caution.
The thought had occurred to me, Mr. Spock, but thank you for mentioning it.
Alright, well, let's see. Spock...
These seem to be Loraxian berries, Captain. They have several medicinal uses, but Dr. McCoy would know more.
Now that is what we were looking for, was it not, Bones?
Jim, these are the berries we need to synthesize the hypodetoxin. We must get these to Brother Stephen quickly.
Alright, let's grab the berries.
You have retrieved a sample of berries.
Very good. Now, we shall... head back this way. Down towards... Brother Stephen was in this building. Still have to figure out what that other building is, but one step at a time, I suppose, right? Oh, it's got the sound, it's got the sound!
Ah, I see you found the berries. Meet me in my lab.
Okay. I'm guessing his lab must be the other building, and if not, we're in a whole shed load of trouble. Something I didn't notice earlier is it does have some nice sound cues in it.
Welcome to my study. Feel free to look around. My medical and scientific equipment is surely not so sophisticated as you're accustomed to, but if there's anything you wish to use, please feel free. Also, I would be interested in anything you might have to show me.
All right, well...
An antiquated molecular synthesizer sits in the corner.
Molecular synthesizer sounds important. What's this?
A multi-purpose workspace with fine, well-worn tools and equipment close at hand. An old-fashioned computer. It appears to have some type of simulation running.
Alright, let's, Bones, what do you think?
This place looks real comfortable. Place to combine work, contemplation. Man's got an eye for the beauty of useful things, and for the use of beautiful things. I think we could get along fine.
Simple old-fashioned doctor kind of like you, Bones. Spock.
This study represents a man with a keen mind, Captain. To judge by what I see, there is little which does not interest him. The equipment is antiquated, but practical.
Very good. Everts.
I wonder if any of this stuff might be useful.
Astute as always, Mr. Redshirt. Alright, can we use these berries with this molecular synthesizer?
The machine synthesizes a quantity of hypoditoxin.
We've got to get this to Brother Chubb as quickly as possible, Jim.
Alright, let's get back to Brother Chubb, who I've just realized is called Brother Chubb, and I will not make a joke about a guy named Brother Chubb. But I will say Brother Chubb repeatedly until somebody on the other side of this cracks up. This is probably the hypoditoxin. Let's use it on Brother Chubb.
Thank you. You're most kind.
Alright, well I think that's a good place for us to end this video, this first part of Star Trek 25th Anniversary. We'll be back tomorrow with more Star Trek as we trek about the stars. And we have to figure out what's up with those demons. But until the next time, I'm Unsilent. Thanks very much for joining me. Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe if you're new. Share it on social media. Follow on social media. The social media handle is Unsilent on Air. I should probably be doing this outro as like Bill Shatner. And don't forget to comment in the comments down below. So, until the next time, I'm Captain James Tiberius Kirk of the Starship Enterprise. Thanks very much for joining me. Like, share, subscribe, and I will see you next time.